in here, but in the interest of time, we'll get started. Andrew.
Okay, the item number one is comments by the general public.
This is the first time set aside for public comment. Anyone wishing to provide public comment with regards to any matters on today's agenda before the Regional Flood Control District, please state your name, please state your name, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the first public comment period.
Item number two is action to approve the agenda with deletion of any items. The agenda is in order for approval. Staff recommends approval of item 2.
All right, entertain a motion to approve the agenda. There's a motion to approve the agenda. All those in favor, please say aye. 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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 3 is action to approve the minutes of the September 11th, 2025 meeting. The minutes are included in the backup. Staff recommends approval.
All right, we'll wait just 1 minute for the mayor to join us. Okay, all right. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the September 11th meeting.
Move to approve.
All right, there's a motion on the floor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. 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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
So item number 4 is to discuss the general manager's monthly report.
You're all good. Sorry. Thank you, Mr. Trelease.
Okay, so this month in the general manager's report, we're going to talk a little bit about sales tax. So this is in the finance section, and this is all included in your backup. But there's some anomalies here that I thought would be good to talk to the board about because they'll be on our charts forever now, and so it's a little bit. It'll look a little bit weird, and so I think the public and the board should be aware of what actually has gone on. So in November of 2024, you may remember that the state of Nevada switched over their finance system software, and they had a little bit of problem with distribution. And we think we received probably around $6 to $7 million less than we expected for November. And they said that yes, that's true. All the distributions, not just organization, but all the sales tax was reduced during November. By spring, we were told that we had been given all of that money back or made up for November. We were still skeptical about that, but they just said it must be bad economy. But then, fortunately, in June of 2025, we got a lot more money than we expected, $19 million, which was about 6 or 7 million over what we expected. So it looks like for the year, the fiscal year 2025, I think we're in good shape. So this is our 12-month sales tax inception to date. You can see that this last little bit there's going to be a glitch in it, and that's actual received. So that steep drop there at the very end was November 2024, and that sharp increase was June 2025. But the end of the year finance is about $157.82 million for the year, which is above our revised estimate of $156.6 million for the year, for the fiscal year. So that's actually really close. And so great job for our finance team for hitting that number right on. It took the state to get that money back that we were probably due in November to have that happen. So that's just kind of a zoomed in of this area. And then zooming in even more, we can see this is what the rolling 12-month sales tax revenue will look for actuals. So for trending purposes and for tracking for future years, we'll probably assume something like this, where we take June, $6.5 million out of June and say, like, what if we got it in November? That's probably what the trend would have actually looked like if we would have got all the funds in the months where we actually probably should have gotten them. But obviously, because we have to report them in the months where we actually receive them, it'll always have that little glitch in it. So here's a summary, pretty complicated summary of all the original budget that we assumed when economy was great, and then about halfway through the year, we revised the estimate to the blue bars, and then the actual distributions, the green bars, were much lower, but then we made up for it and by the end of the year in June. So the gray bars will probably be what we're kind of, that's like if we kind of actually adjusted it for like what we should have received in November. So It's a little bit complicated, but I think that, again, we're not the only organization dealing with this issue, but at the end of the day, we got all of our funds, and that we're looking good for the start of this current fiscal year. And with that, I'll answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Trelease. Any comments or questions from the board? No? Thank you very much.
Okay.
I did have a comment. So in general, does it look like you're about 5% below where you were a year ago, month to month, or?
We're probably like 2% or more, 1% below.
Just 1%?
Year over year, so and to meet the fiscal year projections for this fiscal year, it would be about a 1.5% growth from what we actually received. So that's a reasonable number. Now, that still might be optimistic based on the economy, but we're hoping that we're not being too optimistic and hoping for a 1.5% growth for this fiscal year.
Have you gotten August? I know we got kind of a shock with what we saw. So
Yeah.
Be prepared.
Yeah, so yeah, we're hoping the economy turns around and revenues start going back in the right direction. If there's no other comments, I'll move on to part 2 of the agenda, which is the consent agenda. Items 5 through 13 are considered by the Regional Flood Control District to be routine and may be acted upon in one motion if the board so desires.
Very good. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. There's a motion to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. 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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
Part 3 of the agenda is the discussion items. Item 14 is action to approve a proclamation that October 2025 be proclaimed Stormwater Pollution Awareness Month, and all residents and visitors be urged to make themselves aware that pet waste, yard debris, household chemicals, household cleaners, paint, and vehicle fluids are examples of materials that can cause stormwater pollution if not properly stored or cleaned up when spilled outdoors. The staff requests the board proclaim the month of October 2025 as Stormwater Pollution Awareness Month. Stormwater pollution is an important issue for every resident in Clark County because stormwater runoff that flows into our streets, channels, and storm drains is not treated in a wastewater treatment plant before entering Lake Mead, the valley's primary source of drinking water. Citizen participation is key to preserving our water quality for future generations. District staff collaborates with agencies across the valley on this initiative to support efforts to reduce stormwater pollution entering our water supply. Here to present some additional information is John Tennert, the district's Environmental Mitigation Manager.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm John Tennert. I'm the Environmental Mitigation Manager for the Regional Flood Control District, and I'm here to talk about stormwater management a little bit. So just by way of background, the district, the local municipalities in Clark County are subject to what's called an NPDES permit, or a National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit. That permit is required in order to discharge stormwater from the municipal separate storm sewer system into the Las Vegas Wash, which is considered a water of the U.S. It's required by the Clean Water Act. And so we're required to comply with that permit. And that permit requires us to do a number of different things. It requires us to implement what are called best management practices in an effort to reduce stormwater pollution and non-point source pollution. The permittees to this permit, again, the cities, the county, and the district implement a variety of these BMPs. They include things like stormwater monitoring, where we go collect water samples during storms to analyze them for constituents in the stormwater. We do construction site inspections to make sure that sediment and erosion doesn't occur on construction sites. We implement industrial site inspections, where we go to industrial facilities to make sure that pollutants aren't being discharged from those sites when stormwater hits the impervious surfaces and could carry pollutants from sediment to metals, oil and grease. Those kinds of things can all enter and end up in the waterways. And one of the big things we do, and we're required to do as part of our permit, is public outreach to the community, to the construction industry, and the industrial community. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of our public outreach activities that we're doing in support of Stormwater Pollution Awareness Month. First thing that we do is we have the Discovery Children's Museum Dranger Danger Zoltar machine. This is kind of a play on the movie Big, the Zoltar machine from the movie Big, if you remember that. This provides messages to young people about everything from flood control to stormwater quality messaging that they can get through their fortunes that they receive from this machine at the Discovery Museum. We also do elementary school presentations. This is a picture of our public information coordinator, Jacob, giving a presentation using our stormwater table to elementary school students. We reach thousands of elementary students each year and convey messages about the importance of not polluting, reducing pollution to stormwater. And then we also do Clark County new employee orientation presentations. All of the new employees to Clark County receive this presentation, and it includes information about stormwater pollution awareness. And we do those on a monthly basis as well. One of the key things we wanted to highlight for Stormwater Pollution Awareness Month is a partnership that we're engaging with the Animal Foundation. This will go through October 15th through the 31st of this month. Every dog adopted or fostered will receive a district bag filled with proper pet waste disposal information, giveaways, including no-no balls, dog waste dispensers, and more. If you recall the no-no ball, that's from our public service announcements that we launched last fall. This is an example of some of the literature that includes in the bag to adoptees about the no-no ball. This is the bag, our Water Always Wins bag. And then finally, the district will be posting on social media throughout the month of October in awareness of stormwater pollution. So the idea is to encourage residents not to do things like dump oil and grease into the storm drain systems, which does happen, unfortunately. Recognizing landscape waste, keeping that out of the gutter system, and then pet waste, making sure that residents are always picking up pet waste when they walk their dogs. And so with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions about the proclamation or the Awareness Month or anything else related to stormwater.
Councilman Knudsen?
Just a request for the social media awareness campaign, if you are able to get it to me, and I'm guessing all the colleagues up here, our own teams have our mailing list that we can send it out to as well, so we can expand the people that get to see it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Councilman?
Oh, thank you. I didn't realize that. Hey, I'm not sure where you dug up the picture, but too bad you couldn't get the video short of the guys in the jet skis in the same Lake Charleston there. Good idea. I think Councilman Knudsen, of course, the social media thing. When in the city of North Las Vegas, 40% of our residents, and I think in some of the other municipalities, they also have a very high concentration of Latinos. If you want to reach them, you got to go on social media. Old folks like me, we're dying out. We're not. Latinos tend to be in a younger demographic. If you want to reach 18 to 35-year-olds who are Latinos, to make it real for them, you've got to be on social media, you know. And so there's what I would suggest is that there are many social media influencers who would be very happy to cover these kind of events. One, you know, hey, the Ranger Stranger, right? It'd be perfect if you. We're now winding down, for instance, the Hispanic Heritage Month, right, through the middle of October. But we have a fantastic opportunity coming up here with Day of the Dead. Don't look now, you know, the Day of the Dead, Ranger Stranger, kind of a similar motif. It's very unfortunate that we have had people pass away in our flood control system. Not because of anything that we've done. You know, we've tried to be as safe as we can. But part of Day of the Dead, you know, we could, of course, celebrate their lives of the people who did pass away, but also mix in the message here. We're also killing our water supply. You know, every time we dump oil, every time, you know, we dump antifreeze, pet waste, and it'd be and there are several, you know, although the city of North Las Vegas is not doing a Day of the Dead thing, there's several going on. The big one over at Clark County that that the commissioner he hosts at the what's it called, at Winchester Center. There's the big one over here down the street at what's it called? Yeah, Springs Preserve. There's a big. There's several. it's free to participate over at Winchester, and that's probably the biggest one, the most organic. But we have an opportunity, if you reach out to some of your Latino staff, it is, there are some elements you have to meet, but you can make it something very tasteful and something that would actually meet a lot of people, and something that would actually last throughout the year, because, seeing the Ranger Stranger in the Day of the Dead regalia, right? That's something that it's worth a, at the picture, this one would be worth $1 million, I think. So that's just a suggestion. And if you need some help with that, I can probably think of a few people who might be able to help with the cultural aspect of it. And it's a question of getting things out and getting people to change their behavior a little bit, usually through education. Good presentation. Thank you very much for everything that you do for our authority.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? I just want to also praise the ad campaigns and the public outreach of the Flood Control District. I think it's honestly one of the most effective organizations in this valley in terms of getting the message out on this important issue. So, thank you.
Thank you. I have to recognize Michelle French, who's our public
Thank you,
information manager,
Michelle.
and Jacob, who's our public information coordinator. They do a fantastic job on these issues.
For sure. Thank you.
With that, staff would recommend that you proclaim October 2025 as Stormwater Pollution Awareness Month.
All right. Can I get a motion to proclaim October 25 Stormwater Pollution Awareness Month?
Motion to proclaim.
All right. We hereby proclaim. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 15 is comments by the general public.
This is the second time set aside for public comment. Anyone wishing to provide public comment with regards to any matters before the Regional Flood Control District, please step forward to the microphone, state your name, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the second public comment period, and we are adjourned. We'll get started with RTC in about 5 minutes.